Hey everyone, Nina here from nb&ns, and I just want to check and there we go. Okay, if you're here, let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure. I'm getting a little weird notification on my phone. So if you're here, say that you're here. Let me know if you can hear me. If you're watching on the replay, sorry about this delay. I know how annoying it is to watch a video and you can't hear it. So I'm Nina from nb&ns if you are new to us, and today I'm going to be talking about how to increase your sales over the holiday season. Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany. So I'm going to talk about a couple things. I'm going to talk about some types of holiday promotions that you can do. I'm going to talk about the things that you need to think about when you are hosting a holiday promotion. And then we're also going to walk you through how to actually plan your holiday marketing campaign. And as always, everything that I talk about today, there is a link in the description of this live that you can check out. It has everything that I'm going to talk about today, so you don't have to furiously write everything down. You can kind of watch this and absorb it. You can even come back to it later if you want. There is a free download that you can get that will help you plan your marketing campaign as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in as I go through this. If you have questions or you have comments, please let me know. I want to make sure that you get everything you can out of this session. If you are watching this on the replay and you have questions, I do always come back and check the comments. So I know I had a couple people reach out to me who said that they couldn't make it live, but they were interested in watching the replay. So if you're here watching the replay and you have questions, I will come back and answer them. So let's jump in. So the very first thing that I want you to do when you're thinking about holiday sales is to decide on your promotions and to decide on which holidays you want to participate in. So there are a lot of different opportunities coming up. There's Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. There's Small Business Saturday, which I believe is the day after Black Friday. There's Cyber Monday, and then we just have the holidays in general. So what I want you to do is decide which holidays you are going to participate in for promotions, and then decide what your promotions are going to be. Are you going to offer discounts? Are they going to be timely discounts? Are you going to offer package deals? Different things like that. So decide on which holidays you are going to participate in and decide on what your promotions will be. Now, once you've decided that, the next thing that I want you to do is create anticipation. So I don't want you to wait until Black Friday to release your Black Friday deal. I want you to build anticipation by giving your followers, your fans, your email subscribers, and your existing customers an idea that something is coming, that something that they're going to love is coming. And a great example that I like to give for this is actually, I really love the Brilliant Life Planner. I actually have it on my desk here. I love it. And every year they release different designs. And they're going to release their new designs today, actually probably right off after I get off this live, so I'm going to go check it out. But they have been teasing it all week that they are going to be releasing their new designs today. And so me, as a loyal customer and a follower, I'm super excited about it. And they've been building excitement about it. They've been posting about it on their social media channels. They created a cute little boomerang of like a little peak in one of the boxes. They've been doing some Instagram stories, and then they're going to do a Facebook Live today showing off the new design. So think about how you can create anticipation for your sale, because it's going to be more successful than just kind of releasing the sale out there and they didn't know it was coming. So build that anticipation. So the next thing that I want you to do when you are thinking about your holiday sales is to show your customers, your existing customers, appreciation. So think about this, and I've talked about this before with our customer loyalty programs, is that your existing customer base and your existing followers are going to be the easiest people to convert, because they're already familiar with you. they've already decided they want to follow your content. Maybe they've already purchased from you. So they're going to be the easiest ones to convert over the holiday season, because everyone gets excited that their favorite companies or brands are going to have sales over the holidays. We all know that we get our best prices over the holidays, so they may be really excited, hoping that you're going to have a sale. So you could create maybe a customer sneak peek of a sale. Nordstrom does this with their anniversary sale. They send out a catalog, and then if you are a Nordstrom card holder, you get to access those sales items first. So maybe you offer your loyal customers the chance to, buy first, or you let them in the sale a day early, especially if maybe you have limited quantities of something. So just think about how you can show your existing customers a little bit of love over the holidays, because they are going to be easier for you to convert, because they are probably anxiously awaiting a discount on your products, or maybe they want to buy your products in order to share them with their family and friends over the holidays. Now, the next step that I want you to take with your holiday promotions is I want you to create urgency. So I want your promotions to have a deadline. So I don't want you to create something where you're like, all of the month of December, you get 20% off your purchase, because that does not give people an incentive to buy. We do the same thing with our courses. We have limited enrollment times, so that you have to enroll by a certain period to get a certain price, or to get a special piece of bonus content or something like that. So you want to create a little bit of urgency. So like I said, maybe your deal ends in a certain time period. Maybe they have to order by a certain day, or maybe you're going to throw in a little bit of an extra product, or you're going to create a package, but they have to purchase by a certain time period. So make sure that you give people an incentive to buy now by creating urgency and having a deal that is not going to last forever. So if you're here and if you have any questions, let me know. Tell me feedback if you're liking these ideas. I love to keep these interactive. So make sure if you're here, say hello and let me know how it's going. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is offering convenience. And this is really important during the holidays, because we are all busy during the holidays, right? We're running around crazy. We have giant lists of things to do. We don't just have gifts to purchase, but we have parties to go to. We have events to go to. Our kids are out of school maybe for winter break. We just have a lot going on over the holidays. So the easier that you can make things for your customers, the better it's going to be. And Robin, you led me right into this. So Robin is asking, what promotions can you do if you don't or aren't supposed to put a discount on your products? And Robin, this is something that you can do, adding convenience. So can you offer to drop products off or over the holiday season? Can you offer pickup times for people? Can you throw in an extra incentive? So maybe, if you sell a product that you can't discount, can you gift wrap it for them? Can you, those Pinterest cute ideas for like teachers and stuff. So can you create a really cute gift around your product? I'm blanking, but actually my Rodan Feels gal made these little things for the Teacher Appreciation Week, where it was the lip balm, and it was a card that said "You're the Balm," and it was packaged really cute with a card. So can you add some extras around your product that are kind of an extra bonus, and also add convenience to what you're offering for the holiday season? So Robin, you don't necessarily have to offer a discount, but you kind of offer convenience through those different methods. Something else to think about is that over the holidays, retailers know this, that impulse buys are huge. Like, think about it when you know you have like 1 million gifts to buy, and you're standing at the register wherever you are, and you see like these cute little giftables that are really simple, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm sure there's somebody on my list that I'm forgetting. I should pick up a couple of these, and you throw them in your basket, and you have this last minute impulse buy. So a lot of people are going to be more open to little impulse buys. So if you can create some little, You know, maybe it's not your biggest product, but you sell like a lip gloss or a lip balm, and you can put together a cute little easy thing that they can buy and have on hand if they need to give a gift to a neighbor or a teacher or different things like that. That's a different way that you can create a promotion without offering a discount. So Robin, hopefully that answers the question for you. Okay, so that's the first part of this. Now the second part of this, I want to actually talk about creating your holiday marketing campaign. So this is the nuts and bolts and strategy that you need to think about in creating your holiday campaign, because you need to actually create a campaign. I don't want you to just, you know, say, I'm just gonna offer 20% off from November to December. I want you to have some strategy, and I want you to have some thought behind it. It's really important to have consistency in your messaging and the way that things look and feel to your customers over the holidays, because you're going to have to stand out. There's going to be a ton of deals out there, right? All the retailers are trying to get our attention and trying to get us to purchase over the holiday season. So you really need to be strategic, you need to plan, you need to have consistency across what you're doing in order to stand out. So I'm gonna talk about how you can do that and how you can be organized and have everything planned so you're not adding an extra stressor to yourself over the holiday season. And I just want to say again that everything I'm talking about today you can find in the link in the description of this post. So if you're like, Nina, you're talking too fast, or I don't really understand what you're talking about, or I can't write fast enough to keep up with you, make sure you check out that link and everything's there for you. Okay, so let's talk about your marketing campaign checklist. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is plan. The more you plan ahead of time for this, the less stressful it's going to be for you, and the more organized you're gonna be, and then the better results that you're gonna have. So, like I said in the beginning of this, I want you to plan which holidays are you going to participate in. And I actually only want you to choose 2 or 3 to tackle, especially if you're new to this and you're new to marketing and you're new to your business. So you need to test things out a little bit. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. So choose 2 or 3 to tackle. So either do Black Friday and then a holiday special and that's it. Or just do Small Business Saturday and then the holiday season. So I just want you to choose 2 to 3 holidays that you're going to participate in. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to create a content calendar. And it doesn't have to be fancy. You can write it down on a piece of paper. I actually have a paper calendar for my Instagram stuff, but I actually like to plan my campaigns. I have a calendar that I created in Excel. And actually, if you're in our Facebook Formula for Dia Success course, you can use the content calendar that is included in the course, or if you bought our content course, there's actually a content calendar in there as well that you can use for this. So I want you to create a content calendar. I want you to map every moving part of your campaign out in this content calendar. So the steps that I like to plan out are dates and times for my social media posts. I put the dates and times that the deal is available. So if you're doing Black Friday, what time are you going to launch it? Are you going to talk about it ahead of time? When does it end? When do you need a cutoff point? For us, I have to go in and manually turn off our coupons when they expire. So I'm going to put what time do I need to go in and turn that off. So have your dates and times for the promotion, your dates and times for your social media posts, your dates and times for when your email blasts are going to go out, because I want you to send more than one. So map out, when is the teaser one going to go out? When is the announcement going to go out? When are your reminders going to go out? And write down the dates and times for those. And then I want you to write down, if you're doing any advertising, when are the start and end dates for that as well. So you really want to be organized and put together all of your moving parts, because there's going to be a lot of different things going on. So have a really solid schedule so you know everything that's going on. So the next thing that I want you to do for your marketing campaign is to decide which channels you're going to focus on. So I don't want you to think that you have to be everywhere for your holiday campaign to be successful. In fact, the opposite can often be true. If you spread yourself too thin you'll get overwhelmed and maybe you won't be focusing on something and you can actually have less results. So choose the channels you're going to focus on and really rock those channels. So if you're good at Facebook and you're not so good at Instagram, maybe just focus on Facebook this time around. So the different channels that I want you to think about: if you have a blog, you should write a blog post about the promotion. For nothing else, if you want to just send people there for more information about the promotion, or if you just want a place to kind of house all of the information about your promotion, and it's also great for search results and SEO. So if you have an existing blog, don't set up a blog just for this, but if you have an existing blog, write a blog post about your promotions just as a kind of a clearinghouse for the information there. And I'm gonna refresh my screen over here real quick to make sure I'm not missing out on any questions. So as I go through this, if you have questions, let me know. And then also, if you, sorry, I am seeing questions I didn't see. Karen, I'm sorry I didn't see your question. Last year I made little gift sets for anyone that purchased, nothing fancy and expensive, but it looked cute. Perfect. Yes, I love that. Okay, so a blog post, your email list. So if you have a list of emails, I want you to send out an email blast. I want you to send out one teasing, like we talked about, building anticipation, and then one announcing it. Maybe you send one to your VIP customers first before you send it out to everyone else, and then send out a couple reminders. So maybe that could be a 4 to 5 email series that you're going to send out to remind people to purchase about your campaign that you have going on. PPC, which is pay-per-click. This is a little bit more of an advanced marketing tactic, but if you are familiar with PPC, that's something to consider. What I just want you to think about is that there's going to be a lot of competition, especially using Google AdWords right now, especially with the big retailers. So you're going to have to keep in mind that you may have to bid a little bit more aggressively than you're used to. So PPC is something that you're familiar with. It's a great way to get some extra customers. You're going to have to compete. You're going to have to bid a little bit more aggressively. If you are not familiar with PPC, it can be very complicated. So I don't recommend, if you haven't done it before, to jump into it at this point. Something to do later. The next thing I want you to think about is Facebook ads. Facebook ads are one of my favorite ways to advertise. I just want you to think about your warm market, which are people who are already familiar with you, have already done business with you, and then your cold market you want to have different messaging for. So those are people who have never heard of you before, you're brand new to them, so do think about how you need to speak to each of those when it comes to advertising on Facebook. And again, Facebook ads are going to be very competitive over the holiday season, so you want to make sure that you're familiar with them before you start diving in, and you probably will have to bid a little bit more aggressively than you do the rest of the year. Social media, that's kind of the obvious channel, right? Like I said before, I want you to focus on the ones that you're good at. I don't want you to get spread too thin. So if you're really good at Facebook and you're really good at Instagram and you're like, I know I should be doing Pinterest, but I'm not quite there yet, just focus on the ones that you're good at. And I really want you to make sure that when you're posting on social media and you're sending out these emails and you're doing all of these different efforts, that your messaging is familiar across all of these channels. So everything that you are saying in your email, you should say something very similar in your social media posts. Your visuals should look very familiar. You need them to all look consistent. And that's because you're going to be hitting people in these different places, right? You have a blog post, you have an email going out, you have a Facebook ad, you have organic social media posts going out. So you need to have that consistent look and feel so people recognize the promotion as the same one. Think about Macy's and Target. You know, all of their advertising is very consistent, that I bet the majority of the time you can actually tell when an ad is from a brand that you're familiar with, even if the logo isn't there. So you need to think along those lines. So your language needs to be similar and your visuals need to be similar when you're posting everywhere, including on social media. Now, on social media, even during the holidays, I do want to remind you not to be too promotional. Like, think about the holidays. We are being hit up left and right to buy. There are promotional messages everywhere. So how can you stand out? You can stand out by adding value and not being overly salesy, having a feeling of that you're helping them, you're making things easier for your customers versus just trying to sell. Remember, everything that we do when it comes to marketing, it needs to be about the customer first and us second. So don't be over promotional, even though it is the holiday selling season. Stand out by being helpful and adding value and making the customer feel that they're coming first, and it's not all about you, and it's not all about just selling, okay? And then the last method, this is, and I'm just refreshing my screen over here to make sure I'm seeing your guys' questions. The last thing that I want method that you can use is called retargeting. And again, this is kind of a more advanced method, but if you're familiar with it, retargeting is a great method to use, especially over the holidays. And retargeting is used when somebody visits your site and they don't take an action that you wanted them to do. So think about if you went, I call Overstock Overstalker, because when I go to their site and I don't purchase something, they retarget me with ads of the boots or the rug or whatever it was that I was looking at all over the internet. So that's retargeting. It's a great method to use over the holiday season. Like I said, if you're already familiar with it, awesome, use it. If you're not, it's not something to jump into right now. So that is all that I had for the holiday ideas and how to build your marketing campaign. Like I said, everything that I talked about today is linked in the description of this post. So head on over to that blog post and everything is there for you. If you have any questions, I'll stick around here for a minute. So feel free to put them in the comments. Like I said, if you are watching this on the replay, I do always come back and check the questions and comments. So don't feel like you can't ask me a question. I will ask you a question. And I'm seeing some thumbs up there. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy this, I would love it if you gave us a like, give us a heart, tell me in the comments what you thought about it. Share this with somebody else on your team or another small business owner that you know that you think may benefit from this. I also want to remind you that our November content planner is out. I did link to it earlier on our Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. This content planner is meant to go with our monthly content planning session. Thank you, Emily. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So our monthly content brainstorm for November content is next Thursday, and the event is already up. So if you head on over to our events tab, you can RSVP for that event for next week. And what we do is we plan an entire month of content in less than an hour. So you will walk away from that training with an entire month, all of your November posts planned. That content workbook is free. It goes along with the training, so make sure that you download it. I believe I included a link to it in the event description. So if you head on over and RSVP for that event, there's a link to get that free download there as well. So thank you again to everyone who joined us here today. Thank you for the likes, comments, and hearts. I so appreciate that. Like I said, if you're watching this on the replay, I do come back and answer questions. And if you have any questions at all that pop into your brain later, maybe you're planning your holiday campaign and a question pops up, come back to our Facebook page, ask me. I'd be happy to help you out. We have a private group as well called Marketing for Mompreneurs, and you can ask questions in there. We have a great community of female entrepreneurs in that group that can help each other as well. So thank you again. Have an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday for our November content planning session. It's my favorite live to do every month, so make sure you join us for that. So, all right, have a good one, everyone.